Sounds like a great idea. My name is Thomas Magnum. I'm a private investigator. My buddies and I help those in need.
Make a hell of a team.
But you want to keep it on the DL.
Sneaking around might be kind of fun. In a naughty way.
That's a good point. Hey, Brick, I need a favor.
You know what kind of friendship they call this? Transactional, and it's toxic.
It might get dangerous, so come prepared.
That I have no doubt.
Boom, there you go. That was a trailer for Magnum P.I. on Sundays at 9 o'clock, as well as on Peacock the day after. Make sure you check it out, and you got that backup in case you missed it. It's your boy Kuya P. This is Nerds Rule the World, and as you see on the screen, I got a special guest, my man Stephen Hill, a.k.a. TC. How are you, sir? Thank you for your time today.
Oh, thank you, man. Thank you. I'm happy to be here.
Definitely, brother. Congrats on this season 5 that's now out and available to the people. We got to get that 6th season and we got to get that 7th. We got to keep it going, man. We got to beat the original, classic legendary series. They had I think they had 8. And so y'all on 5, we got 3 more to catch up. So
3 more to catch up. Let's beat them by at least 2. Let's go to 10. 10's a nice.
Let's go.
10's a nice round number. I like 10.
I'm with you on that. TC, man. Well, Steven, aka TC. I appreciate you, man. What has it been like? You're now on season 5. You got the hardest gig in acting right now. You got to fly out to Hawaii all the time. That has to be hard.
Well, honestly, it's an amazing opportunity. It's hard in one way, is that I'm in the middle of the Pacific Ocean. It's absolutely beautiful, but out from the East Coast, it's hard to get back to the East Coast. It's actually kind of hard to get back to LA. I got invited to an Oscar party. I don't even think I can go because I got to work. You know what I mean? So it's not easy. I don't get invited to Jamie Foxx's house on a weekend for a barbecue like most people in LA do. You know what I mean? I'm just here, but I'm having a ball here. And when people come to town, I am the mayor of Hawaii when they get here. You know what I'm saying?
Let's go. I love that. Yeah, I can feel that. I've thought about that as an actor as well, filmmaker, and I find myself now hosting, doing this kind of deal. You think about jobs and gigs and that time commitment, and you have that other life outside of when you're not recording. But man, you're killing it though right now. You're on a series. I see that you've been grinding for years doing the indie films, and now just starting to really get your feet wet and blasting off. What have you learned now being on a regular series, and how has that helped you as an actor?
Going and doing the film festivals, I would have never turned down readings, right? It's just like things that you had to do. It's like, even in my acting school, Susan Batson is my coach, and it used to be called Black Nexus, now Susan Batson Studio. They have a thing they call it Exer Actor, right? Where it's like you exercise your actor. And so you got to go into class a lot to exercise. But when you're working on a series, you're exercising every other day, every week, So you get, as an actor, you just start growing because you're on that set every day, right? Where most actors, they're practicing in their living room, or maybe they might do a play or something like that. But it's a big production when you come to set and there's 200 people are running around, and literally the microphone is this close to you while you're doing your scene. Nobody can see it, but it's right there. So just learning that and getting that under your belt, I'm ready to, I'm ready to do anything.
Let's go. I dig that. You got to learn every day on set to build. Yeah. What has it been like working with this team, man? Jay Hernandez, just everybody on this cast. And now you're in season 5.
It's been awesome. So again, the good thing about being in the middle of the Pacific Ocean is it's like we are in television college in a way, right? Because when we leave set, we still don't go home. Like if we were in LA, everybody would disperse. I would probably go back to Baldwin Hills or something. Jay would be wherever, Zach would be in Topanga. We would just disperse. Same thing in New York. Somebody might go to Brooklyn, somebody go to Bronx, somebody go to Harlem, But here, it's like we all go back to the same neighborhood, right? and we literally live like right across the street from each other, and we could zip line from apartment to apartment. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, we hang out on the weekends, we hang out during the week, we go out to eat all the time. So it makes us a really tight knit unit, and I believe that's part of the success of the show is you can see that on screen.
Love that. I love that. Definitely appreciate that. You get to fly the infamous chopper, that's been around. Did you actually learn? I was curious about that because I'm still getting my feet wet back with Magnum P.I. How was that?
I think you wanted to say get to the chopper.
I did.
I heard it was about to come out. I have learned un poquito, my friend. We're not really, I'm not allowed to fly, but I am learning.
Insurance.
The late Roger E. Mosley, he told me I need to learn because he learned. He actually became a pilot after getting the show. So, I'm gonna get up there in that whirly bird, as they call it. Old school folks call it the whirly bird. I
dig that. I have to also thank you for and the whole show. As a veteran as well, you play a veteran, a Marine veteran. Yes. I checked out episode 2 like 2 hours ago in preparation. The Breaking Point, episode 2 of this new season. What I really love about episode 2, I can say this because it's already been out. I think you're on 4 or 5 dropping right now, so I'm not spoiling NBC. But what I love at the end of it, you honor a military vet. You have your character and Bobby Lee's character. You guys find this Medal of Honor. You bring it back to this veteran. I appreciate the love on that. Again, speaking from a military family background, being a vet myself, what was that like? And was that an actual veteran? I don't know. I wanted to do some research.
He wasn't an actual veteran, but he was an actor that was on the original show at one point.
Oh, wow.
He's an OG. But my father's a veteran, right? I look for ways to represent veterans all the time. My dad was in Vietnam. He was a jet engine mechanic and helicopter mechanic. And I grew up on a street where one of my neighbors, I didn't even know this until I was an adult because I just thought he used to like to wear the Tuskegee Airman hat. When I was a kid, he was a Tuskegee Airman, right? Yeah. Mr. Cotton lived a few blocks down from me in Jersey. So, we always try to represent the military. We don't always get it right. It's
all good.
We have military advisors too. I just want to go on record of saying this, that we have military advisors. And a lot of times everybody says something different, right? Because people are from different branches and, we get tiny little things wrong. I know that Purple Heart was in the wrong box, right? Yeah. But we justify that by saying, it was in somebody's storage locker. They might have put it in any old box. You know what I mean? So there's just little things like that. We're aware of those details. And if we get them wrong, you guys get us, you get us in tip top shape real fast. So we get it right the next time.
No worries. Now, I never minded. I never got in that deep, that crazy with it, even as a veteran in background. But I love it though, and I appreciate the respect. And that's been a theme of the through 5 seasons with your characters as well, and where how you and the 3 main leads, I would say, how you all guys came together within the storyline. What has the input been back from veterans? And you said your father was a veteran, your family members, what have they did they school you? Hey, I would have done this or whatever, like you were saying when you have military advisors or whatever. What has that input been like?
Listen, the thing about Hawaii that people may not know is it's kind of a big military base. It's true. All over Hawaii. Yep. So you throw a rock and you're gonna hit somebody that's in the military. I just literally went to get a coffee and donut this morning, and I bought the ladies behind me's breakfast, and she was like, "Oh, that's so nice of you, thank you." I was like, "Love thy neighbor," and she was like, "Do you live here?" I said, "Yeah, I live here." She said, "Oh, I'm in town for a naval conference." I'm like, you know what I mean? It's like everybody's here is military, so. They get you right in my barbershop. Everybody the owners of the barbershop are military, and they introduced me to top brass guys. Like I'm talking about, I'm cool, and I hang out at dudes' houses that run submarines. you know, like nuclear subs. They're in charge of, you know what I'm saying? So it's just kind of wild, the type and the level of military that you meet here. And I consider it a blessing.
I love that. So your character of TC, man, we see you interacting with my man in that episode. My man Bobby Lee. I'm a big fan of Bobby Lee. Shout out to Bobby Lee. I know he's been like a regular reoccurring character on there. Actually, you know what? Before I get into that, what has it been like working with Bobby Lee? He's a wild dude.
Bobby Lee is just crazy. He's insane, right? We just went to dinner. Me, Jay, Bobby Lee, and this other guy, Kirk Fox. I'm in this episode that we just finished filming, directed by Benny Boom.
Benny Boom, what?
Yeah.
Wow.
This is Benny's second episode. He directed one last season as well.
Oh, dope.
Which is a cool full circle moment for me, because I don't know if you know about the Ad Color Awards.
Okay.
But, there's an award show for advertisers of color, and Benny had directed a commercial for that, and I was in that commercial. I was the main character in that commercial, and this was like 12 years. But it's Ad Color Awards, one of their favorite commercials, so they show it every year. So every year somebody hits me up like, "Yo, I just saw you in the Ad Color Awards commercial," you know. So imagine being at the Oscars for advertising, and your commercial comes up all the time. So now it's like really cool to be working with Benny again. But Bobby Lee, that boy is crazy. We just went to Korean restaurant, because he's Korean, so he knows the good Korean restaurant. So we went down to Chinatown and had some good Korean food. And I got some kimchi in the refrigerator right now, trying to get my gut health together. You know what I'm saying? But it's great running around with that guy. And this season, we have had some amazing guest stars, like really good guest stars. So I think people will be pleasantly surprised.
Love it. Yeah, wilding out the Jinko, they all had the uniforms in this. So crazy. So I got a couple of, I team up with Bobby again. Like I got good Bobby Lee team ups this season. I dig it. That man's crazy. But your character of TC, how does my man develop? What we have, can we look, well, without spoiling, we want people to tune in on Sunday nights at 9:00 and again on Peacock the day after. But what has this growth been, or did you have any notes or input that you to the writers? What can we see? What did you want to see TC?
I have a great relationship with the writers and the showrunners. And I always, from day one, I've been giving input. Literally the first night when I got here, I auditioned and I was here within 48 hours. I had one audition. I came to the cast dinner and I sat right next to one of the writers. I didn't know he was a writer, and I was just talking, and so much of what I said to him ended up in the script, so that started my relationship with the writers. So, TC, I went to Hampton University, as you can see, I'm showing everybody.
Let's go.
Right? I went to Hampton, so TC went to Hampton. TC, my mother, to honor her, I made my version of TC originally from Durham, North Carolina. That's where my mother was from. So I get a lot of input, and I'm happy with where it's going. When we got canceled originally, I was so torn and upset because I felt like I had so much more to give to the character. But they have been throwing it all in. They're giving you everything but the kitchen sink this season. So people are in for a really, really like a beautiful treat this season. Like the writers are like, "Yo, they canceled us?" Like they're like, "What? You canceled me?" Like, all right, okay, cool. They're like putting pen to paper. They're not playing games this season.
Let's go. Well, I'm happy to see it back, and now rocking on NBC, Peacock as well, man. Just, it's a good vibes. It's been a minute since I watched it. Tune in to prepare to talk to you. And yeah, man, it's what we know and love. So like, if you love Magnum P.I, we are getting Magnum P.I, and you're delivering as TC, man. And Steven, man, I see you on the come up with your IMDb, everything blowing up. What more, do you want, to just, before we get up out of here, can we expect to see you in and with Magnum P.I as well? You'll
see me this coming Christmas. I did last summer, I did a little bit of work. I went from I did this huge $100 million budget film called The Color Purple that will be out Christmas. But then right after that, my roots are doing short films and working with indie filmmakers. And I got to work with a friend of mine, Jamie Burton, or on a project we had been talking about for a while. So I did a short where I played Eric Garner. So doing some important work. So I did that. So looking forward to it. And I'm hoping that maybe somewhere, some toy company, right, will pick us up, and maybe Funko Pop will do.
Oh, get a Funko
somebody.
TC?
You know what I mean? Because honestly, I checked out you guys' site, and I saw there was a guy that you were there when he proposed to his lady.
Yes.
She was the sorceress, and he was in arms, right? So I was like, yo, that's crazy, right? And because I had every He-Man, I had them all. I had every last one of them. And one of the things that in He-Man's, like, so I had Castle Grayskull, and I had Skull Mountain, and I had the Horde's Den, right? So I had like all the little layers. But TC on my show, I got a layer. You know what I'm saying? I got like this like Airstream, this cool old school Airstream type thing. I have that. I have helicopter. I got the cool van with the big wheels on it, like kind of A-Team-ish. You know what I mean? I got all this stuff. So I'm like, I would be the best toy ever. You know, so wow. I hope somebody makes me into a toy and makes us into a toy. Because come on, I just want to see kids have more fun with toys as opposed to just everything being on a tablet.
Let's go. I love that. I feel that. I'm gonna put that energy into the universe, Steven. We're gonna make that happen. I dig this energy, and I love your vibe. And man, now I know my last question was gonna be, how nerdy is Steven? And you just said it right there. And since I'm stressed for time, I'm hoping we can get back together again and talk all things nerdy.
Steven grew up with all of his Spider-Mans and comics drawn by Todd McFarlane on his wall. You know, I love that. That's who Steven is.
Let's go. we got to talk nerd stuff next go round, Steven. This is truly a pleasure, man. Thank you so much for your time. Everybody, check out my man Steven Hill, aka TC on Magnum P.I. Sundays at 9:00 and Peacock the following day. It's your boy Kuya P. This is Nerds Rule the World, y'all.
Aloha. You got the backdrop. Nice.
Gotta represent.
All right. Now hold on. You gotta be New York, bro.
A little bit. I've lived all over. All
right. Where you live now?
DC area.
Okay. Okay. We love DC.
So that East Coast flavor. We
love the area. I went to Hampton, so I've drove through DC a lot.
Okay. So we're recording, everybody. Thank you, Market. Good to go.
Good to go.
All right, let's rock and roll. Let's have some fun, Steven.
All right, let's do it.
I'm gonna count us in because I'm gonna insert the trailer right before we talk.
Okay,
all
cool.
Right, here we go in a 1, 2, 3.